What's up? What's up? What's up, my YouTube fam? We are back with another video. My name is Crystal Dynetra, and thank you for tuning in to Truth TV Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about how narcissists or toxic people can literally make you sick. I'm talking about making you sick with different physical ailments is what we're going to be talking about. I am in recovery from narcissistic and domestic abuse. I decided to make this channel as a healing journey and a journal, just to get some of my feelings out there, along with speaking to a therapist weekly. I invite you guys to take this ride and this journey with me. Like I always say on this channel, it has not been easy. It has not been an easy thing. But I feel that if I continue to be consistent and put consistent content out there, that will definitely help myself heal further. And also it may touch the lives of someone else who is listening to the video. So let's jump right in. What is a toxic person? A toxic person, by definition, is a person that makes you feel unsupported, misunderstood, demeaned, or they attack you. They make you feel worse in general about yourself. And we know what a narcissist is. A narcissist is a person who's always about self. They don't have any emotions. They don't show emotions to other people. They don't really have feelings about other people. I'm going to be giving some examples of some of the things that I experienced when I was in a toxic marriage and a toxic situation, and also some of the things that I experienced, growing up with a narcissistic parent. So mentally, we know that a toxic person in a toxic relationship can cause feelings of low self-worth, helplessness, fear, anxiety, depression, insecurity, paranoia, and then also possible narcissism. Sometimes when you're dealing with a narc, sometimes you become a narc. It's not anything intentional, but you just have these walls built up, and you kind of have to place yourself on a pedestal because you've been knocked down for so long and so many years. It's kind of like a defense mechanisms. Signs of toxic relationships could be verbal abuse, physical aggression, reluctance to set boundaries, emotional abuse, or overall just lack of support. When you're in a toxic situation, mental illness is like the number one thing that you can experience. I wrote something down that says toxicity sends your mind into a negative spiral. You become less confident in your dreams and abilities, and you neglect your self-care practices, which is very unfortunate. Toxic people will have you just thinking that you are the scum of the earth, like you are just the low of the low. And they do this because typically that's how they feel about themselves. I know when I was in a toxic marriage, I used to have all of these unexplained physical conditions that when I went to the doctor, and wrote down a list and gave her my symptoms, we couldn't never really find anything. I used to get migraines a lot, headaches a lot. I would have like chronic pain, like leg pain, kind of like feeling like you having leg cramps and things like that. I had ulcers. I had high blood pressure. I was on high blood pressure medication for a couple years. I had GI problems, not being able to digest my food. So these were all the things that I experienced because I was in such a hostile environment. And that's what a toxic person can have your body. It can kind of send your body into shock and sepsis, if you will, if you allow the toxicity to keep going on. So some of these physical attributes that toxic people can make your body undergo is heart problems, high blood pressure, like I talked about, high blood sugars, weakened immune systems, GI problems, chronic pain, body aches, migraines. All of these things can contribute to being in a toxic environment or toxic relationship. For me, like I said, when I was married, I experienced pretty much all of them. I kept going to the doctor, not only, to, what's the word I'm looking for? To check on things that physically happened to me. There were things that were happening to my body that I couldn't understand. And, now that I'm doing the research and now I fully understand what has happened, I feel like a narcissistic person and a toxic person can really make you sick. If you keep undergoing stress, They say stress is the number one silent killer, and I believe that it is. If you keep putting yourself through stress and keep going through certain things with toxic people, it will definitely cause your body to react. You know, everybody has a reactor inside of their body. And once you keep going under, you know, different types of abuse, your body is going to have a reaction. Like I said, I'm very intuitive. I'm very in tune to people. Me, because I'm an empathic person, I can feel energy really good. And when I know that I'm around someone who's not good for me and who's just not a good person, I will start to have anxiety attacks. You know, the attacks will just come on all of a sudden. And then as soon as I'm away from that person, I'm fine. So we have to get in the habit of really protecting your peace. You know, I talk about discernment all the time on this channel. We have to use it these days, because if you don't, you are physically setting yourself up to fail. You know, your body is your temple. You only get one. So it's very important to not surround yourself around toxicity. You know, some of these things, some things to remember, I talk about also on this channel, is setting clear boundaries. If you do not show people and teach people how to treat you, they will treat you any kind of way. You know, growing up, I used to be like, have a weak immune system. Like when the weather changes, or, you know, just all of a sudden I'm just not feeling well. And it was just a constant thing. It was because I was constantly being told things that weren't so nice, you know, from a parent. I was being called fat. I was being called dumb. I was getting abused physically, you know, unnecessarily. So all of these things caused my immune system to be weak. And even to this day, I still experience certain chronic pains like leg pains, and with, you know, people will call it growing pains, but and sometimes I get migraines when I think about certain situations, because I do have PTSD. And PTSD, for the people that don't know, is basically post-traumatic stress disorder, or it basically comes about when you have went through traumatic experiences, and then you kind of relive those experiences by having certain dreams or having certain thoughts. So with that being experienced, you know, I still have physical conditions, you know, that I have to deal with. Anxiety is a big one for me. Like my anxiety and certain surroundings are on 10 all the time. And it's because when you become abused for so many years, you have a heightened sense of you know, your surroundings, and you always have a guard up. There's always a wall up. So the most important thing to do with toxic and narcissistic people is to set boundaries. You know, people are not going to like boundaries. Toxic people, they don't like boundaries, but we have to do that in order to protect our peace and in order to protect our body. Again, you only get one life to live. So why are we constantly allowing people to make us sick? Literally, you know, when I started this recovery journey, I had to really sit down and think about what was causing my physical ailments. And it was because I constantly was surrounding myself around people who I had to have my guard up, because I didn't know if they were going to come, you know, physically attack me. I didn't know if they were going to come mentally or emotionally attack me, you know, say smart things, try to smear my name. So it was just a lot I was protecting, and I'm still protecting to this day. Being abused is not an easy thing to go through. You know, there are a lot of long-term effects to this thing, and it's just unfortunate that we live with crappy people in the world. You know, I never want to be the person that gives up on people and say all people are this way, but I'm heavily guarded these days. You know, like I said before on this channel, protecting my peace is most important. And I really can give a crap less about what people have to say. You know, it was time and it was necessary for me to start talking about this. I have held things for years and years upon years. And that's another thing. When you are silent, that can be a stressor as well. Sometimes and oftentimes you have to talk and get things out. You can't just be silent and let people treat you any kind of way. You know, I don't know what heaven or hell they can put people in, which they can't. I'm being, very critical or sarcastic. But sometimes people think they have a heaven or hell to put you in, so that gives them a right to treat you however they want to treat you. But in these days, I am teaching people and teaching people how to treat me. I think it's very important to get that message across, because if you don't set boundaries, people will treat you like a doormat and treat you like you're nothing. And, I know I'm somebody. I have a story to tell. Like I told you guys on the channel before, I am in the process of writing a book that I've been working on for about 4 years. And I am very excited to share it with you guys. I'm just working with the writer, and we just have a couple more things to finish. But as soon as this book comes out, I know that certain people in my family and maybe my ex probably won't be too happy about. But at this point in time, I really don't care. I don't care about what people have to say or what they have to think, because they never thought about what they did to me. They didn't care about what they did to me. So I have a right to protect myself. I have a right to, use my voice and share my story so that it can maybe help some people. So you guys like this video, thumbs up the video, share this video, comment and subscribe. Thank you to all my subscribers who constantly listen to my videos. I appreciate all the supporters, but we definitely need to get the likes up. Liking the video helps YouTube's algorithm. They will be able to find the video quicker. I'll be in the algorithm with topics like mine. It's just liking the video doesn't cost you anything. And I definitely appreciate it. If you guys have any comments or questions, you can always email me at truth.tvpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us over there on Instagram at truth_tvpodcast. And I appreciate every one of you guys for taking this journey with me. Again, it's not easy. And until next time, I will holler at you guys later. Be safe. And also that crisis line number, if you or someone you know is in a toxic situation with a narcissist or just a toxic person, you could dial 988 from any phone. There are counselors there to help you. And also you can always email me if you have any questions or if you want an escape route. I will be glad to help you. Soon enough, I am going to become a counselor. This is something that I'm very passionate about. So you guys reach out to me. If you want to come on a panel and you don't want to necessarily have your face shown, I can keep things as anonymous as possible, but I would love to hear your survival stories. We are all in this thing together, and I appreciate you guys for watching. And I hope you guys like my new theme music, child. I've been working all weekend trying to change it up because I don't like stuff to stay the same, but I appreciate you guys. And until next time, peace and be safe.